Let's be real, we're all facing the same problem, just too much information. So today, we're going to dive into how a really cool new AI tool can help you finally conquer that mountain of books on your to-read list.
So, does this look familiar? Yeah, I thought so. You've got that stack of books you are dying to get to, research you need to plow through, but the clock is always ticking. It feels like this constant battle, right? Between our desire to learn and the simple reality of our busy lives.
And that pressure, it's totally real. I mean, whether it's for your job, for school, or just for your own personal growth, staying on top of things feels more important than ever. So we're all out here looking for ways to absorb knowledge more efficiently, without getting completely burned out.
But what if you could kind of change the rules of the game? What if you had a tool that could work right alongside you, processing information way faster than you ever could on your own? Well, let's take a look at the solution.
Okay, so this is NotebookLM. And I want you to think of it less like one of those generic chatbots and way more like a personal research assistant. Now, here's the key difference. It only uses the information you give it, the documents, the articles, the books you provide. It works for you on your material.
I mean, the difference here is just night and day. On the left, you've got the old way. Hours of painful reading, highlighting everything, trying to connect all the dots yourself. And on the right, you've got the new way. Analyzing texts in literally minutes, getting summaries automatically, and pulling out the key points instantly. It's a total game changer for how we approach learning.
All right, so let's dive into a real-world example here. Theory is great and all, but seeing this thing in action is what really matters. We're going to put this tool to the test with a book that I bet a lot of you have sitting on your shelf right now.
The whole process really just boils down to these 3 simple steps. You upload your stuff, you ask it specific questions about what you uploaded, and you get back immediate, custom insights. That's pretty much it. So for our case study, we're using James Clear's mega bestseller, Atomic Habits. It's a fantastic book, but let's be honest, it's packed with concepts. So we start by simply uploading the digital version of the book to NotebookLM. This gives the AI its single source of truth.
Okay, now for the fun part. We start talking to it. And instead of just asking for a generic summary, you can get super specific. You can ask it to break down the main arguments, or explain a key idea like habit stacking, or even have it find every single example related to a certain topic. You are totally in the driver's seat.
And here is where the magic happens. Almost instantly, NotebookLM scans the entire book and spits out a response based only on the text you gave it. It's not searching the wider internet. It's giving you a super precise analysis of your document.
Okay, so let's get to the good stuff, the results, and see how this doesn't just give you a simple summary, but actually helps you get a much deeper understanding of the material and way faster.
So here's the challenge, right? A 300-page book. It's filled with principles, stories, and really actionable advice. If you were going to read this the old-fashioned way, with a highlighter and taking notes, that could easily take you several hours, maybe even a few days.
And here's the result. From the moment we uploaded the book to getting our main questions answered, the whole process took about 5 minutes. I mean, come on, that is the kind of efficiency we are talking about.
So when we asked for the main idea of the book, this is what it gave us. It's a perfectly concise summary. It absolutely nails the central theme, that tiny changes lead to huge results. And notice how it doesn't just give you a vague idea. It actually pulls out the book's core framework, the 4 laws of behavior change. That is a high-quality, genuinely useful insight. And look, this goes way beyond just summarizing books. Imagine turning a dense 50-page chapter from a textbook into a 5-point study guide in like 30 seconds. Or walking into a meeting totally prepared because you just summarized a 40-page report in the time it took you to grab a coffee. The possibilities here are just huge.
This kind of technology, it naturally leads to a bigger question, doesn't it? Is this fundamentally changing what it means to read and to learn? Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is all about augmenting our abilities, not replacing them. The point isn't to never read a book again. It's about using AI to get that high-level overview first, so that when you do sit down to read, you can focus on the nuances and the ideas that really matter most to you. It's about learning smarter, not less.
And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If tools like this become totally normal, will being well-read be less about how many books you finish cover to cover, and more about your ability to pull together and understand ideas from a massive amount of information? It's a pretty fascinating question to think about as we head into this new era of learning.